Welcome to the Check Down with Fox and Larry. I'm your host, Larry.
And I'm your host, Fox.
It is officially football season. This is it. It's game week now. So, without a further ado, we're going to give you our 2021 NFL season predictions right now. What we're going to do is we're going to give you our division winners. Then we're going to talk about the teams that made the playoffs as a wild card. Then we're going to go through the playoffs, not every week, but we're going to give you our conference winners. Then we're going to give you our Super Bowl prediction and our Super Bowl champs. After we talk about that stuff, then we're going to give you our postseason awards: MVP, Coach of the Year, Offensive Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie Offensive Defensive Player of the Year, and then we'll wrap it up with one bold prediction that we think is going to happen for this NFL season. So I guess we'll start with the AFC North. All right, AFC North is probably considered one of the best divisions in football. I think it's the best division in the AFC by far. After going through every week, my AFC North division winner is the Cleveland Browns, finishing 12-5.
Wow, great minds think alike. I also have the Browns finishing 12-5, which would put them the 3 seed winning the division in the AFC North.
Yeah, I also have them becoming going into the postseason as the 3 seed. All right, so yeah, I like the Cleveland Browns a lot. I think their weakness was last year. You know, they didn't go deep enough last year, getting knocked down in the second round by the Chiefs was because they didn't have that elite defense. They had an elite offense. But now in the offseason, they added those elite defenders to take them to the next level. Last year, they got in as a wild card team. Now this year, getting in as a division team. So that's I'm going with the Browns this year in a very close division race.
Yeah, this can go either way. I got, you want to go into who I have wild card? Because I got the Ravens in the wild card.
No, I guess you can say
We're
that
in
now.
the north. We're in the north. I mean, we might as well go by division. Who gets in, right?
All right, yeah, we can do that. All right, so you have the Ravens getting in at what was their record?
Yeah, so I have them also 12-5, but I got the division record being better for the Browns, so that's what gets them the title. So, but I have the Ravens at the 6th seed, so they'll get into the wild card at 12-5, and then after that, I had the Steelers missing out at 10-7. Actually, they were 8th place, just missing the playoffs.
Yeah, okay, so we're on the same page. I have the Ravens at 12-5, finishing second in the division, just because head to head, Cleveland wins that battle, and I have the Ravens in the postseason as the 5 seed. So the first wild card spot goes to the Ravens at 12-5. Browns win the division at 12-5. They just have the tiebreaker over the Ravens to win the division. But yeah, I like the Ravens going 12-5 this year. They're still they're the same team as they've been the past couple seasons. Great defense, great offense with Lamar Jackson. Hopefully he gets a little more help from his receivers this year, but I expect another 12-win season this year from the Ravens.
Yeah, it could have gone either way, but I gave it to the Browns just based on schedule, and yeah, but Ravens still obviously they're pretty much just as good as the Browns in my opinion. So
Yeah, and then I had the Steelers finishing third in the division at 10-7, better than what a lot of people are thinking from them this season, but missing out on the postseason. They were the first team out of the postseason. They finished 8th for me, obviously top 7 teams making the postseason. So yeah, and then Bengals, I had them finishing 1-16. Not really much to talk about. I think
1-16.
1-16, and it's again this is just predictions before the season, even before we get started. So this could be margin of error, 2 games either way on all of this stuff. But I don't see the Bengals having a lot of success this year. Maybe they have a couple more wins than that, but I have them. My going through the schedule, I have them win 1 game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that bad. I have them at 3-14, which is still bad. It's still
two
bad,
more wins, which I said could happen.
They have no defense. I mean, you're going to rely on Burrow off an ACL, complete knee injury to come back and do things on offense. This team's going to be running everything through the offense. Their defense is definitely not good, and the division's a nightmare. So, yeah, and I also had the Steelers, I told you, 10-7, 8th place. So I think you just copy in my notes. It's cool.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Probably the other way around because I'm pretty sure I beat you last year in our predictions. So
yeah.
All right, let's go. Enough of the AFC North. Great division. Overall record ended up being the best division in the AFC for me with win-wise. But let's go into the AFC South now. This division for me was the worst division in the AFC. I have the Colts winning the division, going 9-8, 5-1 in the division, and making the postseason obviously as the division winner as the 4 seed, and then finishing second at 9-8. Colts having the tiebreaker over the Titans. Titans finishing second, 9-8, missing out on the postseason.
Yeah, this one I'm definitely a little different on you. So I got this one in a very tight race, but also weakest division. I have the 4th seed winning the division, Tennessee Titans at 9-8, because I have them actually going undefeated in the division, 6-0. And then in
That's tough.
second
That's
place,
tough.
it is very tough.
I have
Second
them both
place,
5-1, and obviously the one
yeah.
lost to each other.
Second place, though, we're different. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars going
Over the
8
Colts?
over the Colts, going 8-9, and the Colts in third at 6-11. I think it's a bad year. I don't trust Carson Wentz.
That defense
Obviously,
is
their
so good.
defense is very good. Defense is very good, but I think this offense is going to be absolutely horrendous. I don't even think Jonathan Taylor and that running crew is going to do much either. So,
Wow.
and
Wow.
then, but I have the Texans not winning a game, so that could be definitely possible.
I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rough first year for Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence. I have them going 3-14, finishing in third, and I also have the Texans going 0-17 this season. I just can't pick them in any week with that team. Like, just not a lot of talent on that roster, and I'm sure that maybe they get a win or two, but I just can't pick it right now.
If they get a win, it would probably be against like
Jacksonville.
Or
Any divisional game is tough because it's just a
Yeah.
divisional game. So, but
yeah,
I can't pick them any week right now. But yeah, I like the Colts winning it. I like their defense. I think they're gonna get enough I don't think they're gonna be a good offense, but they'll get enough out of Carson Wentz or Jacob Eason, whoever it is, because they have a great running game, and I just can't see them, going from postseason last year to finishing third in the division behind the Jaguars. I think that's a little crazy, but whatever. I like it. That's what you got.
It's kind of bold. It's pretty bold. It really is. A lot of people like the Colts.
Yeah, I have them winning the division. You have them finishing third behind the Jaguars, who I have having 3 wins. So we'll see. We'll see who's right in about 18 weeks.
Yep.
All right. So let's go into the AFC East, which is a very competitive division for me. I have the New England Patriots finishing first with a record of 12-5, a bounce back season for them. I have them entering the postseason as the 2 seed. And then in second place, I have the Buffalo Bills going 11-6 as the final wild card team in the AFC.
Well, this is where you kind of you rubbed off of me a little bit with your Patriot love. So you won't believe this, but I have the New England Patriots as the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Wow.
14-3 and winning the division and getting the bye. And I have the Buffalo Bills coming in second. We'll have the 5th seed, first wild card spot at 13-4. And then behind them, I got the Dolphins and the Jets, 3rd and 4th place.
Yeah, I have the Dolphins in third, finishing 9-8. And then I have the Jets in last place, going 8-9.
It's not bad, dude. I told you my ceiling for them is 7 wins, but they could do 8. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a very competitive. While I'm going through each week, there was weeks where the Jets were like a game or two behind first. So it's really towards the end of the season where I'm going to see the Patriots and Bills kind of separate themselves from the Dolphins and Jets, because the beginning and middle of the season is very favorable schedules for pretty much all the teams, in the division. So what it seems like is what's going to happen is going to be a very tight race between, it could be all 4 teams, but definitely the Patriots, Bills, and Dolphins for the majority of the season. And then the last 5-6 weeks, you're going to see the Patriots and Bills separate themselves from the Dolphins and the Jets.
Yeah.
But all right. So AFC East is going to be a very competitive division. I'm excited. AFC West now, the reigning conference champions. The Chiefs have, dominated this division now since Andy Reid pretty much came over to the Chiefs. So I have them once again winning it, going 14-3, but actually going 3-3 in division, which I didn't realize until looking at it pretty much now. Their division record that I picked, they're going 3-3 in division. So you can see that the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Raiders, they've kind of closed the gap, but the Chiefs are still the Chiefs, and they're still going to finish 14-3. But the division is getting stronger. I have the Chiefs as the number 1 seed in the AFC. And then I have the Chargers in second place going 11-6, which is good for a wild card spot as the 6th seed this season. And then I have the Broncos at 10-7, finishing in third, just missing out on the playoffs at 10-7. Wow. And then I'll just say the Raiders right now. I had high expectations going into this going through my picks for the Raiders, thinking, you know what, maybe this is the year they get that wild card berth, but I actually have them finishing last again, going 7-10. It's just a very difficult schedule for them again this season, and they're just not good enough for me to, put them ahead of, say the Broncos.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm on the same page pretty much here. I have the Chiefs 13-4 winning the division in the second seed in the AFC.
What'd you have their division record at?
4-2.
Okay.
So, all right. And then in second place, making the playoffs of the last wild card spot, the Chargers going 12-5. Really good year.
Last wild card spot, 12-5.
12-5. I tell you, the AFC is stacked. It's really lining up to. It's gonna be crazy. You need to be good to make the playoffs for me.
So who do you have ahead of them at the wild card? Because we went through that. You have the Ravens at
sixth,
what?
Ravens are sixth,
And then
Bills
the Bills you have at what, 13?
Fifth, yeah, with 13.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chargers 12-5 with a 4-2 division record. Then I have in third the Broncos going 8-9, which is a reasonable record. I think it's an improvement, and I think they'll be even better next year. And then the Raiders, sadly, in fourth place. I mean, this is a team I always root for, but they don't have the pieces, and this division's too tough. And they're versing the NFC East this year, so they're gonna have to travel to New York. I think they have to go to. I don't think they have to go to Dallas, but I think they have to go to Washington.
No, they go to Dallas on Thanksgiving.
They do go to Dallas, yeah.
Yeah,
So they gotta. Those are some tough matchups, just because you always said the Raiders don't travel well.
They don't travel well.
Yeah, I can't do it. Can't give them a good record.
Yeah, and honestly, going into like picking before, like I was thinking, I really can't really see because I don't know the AFC, South schedule going into this, so I don't know how it's going to play out. But going into it, I thought, the Raiders had a better shot at than the Chargers, but the way it just turned out this season, it's just no, the Raiders are going to be stuck, where they've been, and the Chargers take that next step. They have the favorable schedule, and bringing in a defensive-minded head coach to help that defense out, and their offense should get better. Herbert year 2, so a little surprise wild card team, I think. So if we just go through the AFC real quick, my number 1 seed in the AFC is the Kansas City Chiefs winning the winning the AFC West. Number 2, I have the Patriots winning the East. Number 3, I have the Browns winning the North. 4 seed, I have the Colts winning the South. First wild card, 5 seed, the Ravens. 6 seed, second wild card, Chargers. And the 7 seed, final wild card spot goes to the Buffalo Bills.
Yep. And for me, I have the surprising number 1 seed Patriots winning the East at 14-3. Second seed, I got the Kansas City Chiefs at 13-4 winning the West. Third seed, I have the Cleveland Browns winning the North at 12-5. Fourth seed is the AFC South with the Tennessee Titans going 9-8. Fifth seed, I got the Buffalo Bills at 13-4. Sixth seed, I have the Baltimore Ravens at 12-5, and the 7th seed Chargers at 12-5 as well. So 12-5 for me is what it takes to get into this playoffs.
And for me, it was 11-6. So only 1 game away. Yeah. And I had a couple teams finish with 10 wins missing out. Or two teams 10 wins missing out. So it's going to take 11 wins.
And 10 wins is a good season. So missing out on the playoffs, it's tough.
Yeah, 3 games above 500. It's just the AFC is good. AFC is good. Besides the AFC South, that's a bad division.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's head to the NFC now. We'll start with the NFC North. I have the Green Bay Packers going 12-5, winning the division. Going 5-1 in it, which was key for them. Missing out on the playoffs, finishing second in division. Minnesota Vikings going 9-8, and then third, I have the Chicago Bears going 6-11, and then finishing in last, I have the Detroit Lions going 1-16.
Ouch. Yeah. So for me, the North is an ugly division other than the Packers. I have Green Bay winning it at 13-4, which is good for the 3rd seed.
I have Green Bay as the 3rd seed too.
So they'll go 5-1 in the division, and then ready for this one. The rest of the division, terrible. Vikings in second at 6-11, Bears in third at 5-12, and Lions at 3-14 in last place.
Giving Dan Campbell 3 wins.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I'm telling you, I think they'll get a couple of, tough wins. Maybe Thanksgiving they'll sneak a game out, So we'll see.
They're playing the Bears. But I can see that game, being like Justin Fields coming out party.
He's gonna have to have if he comes in, he's gonna have to have an impact. He should be starting the season, but that's a
but even with Justin Fields, I still think they maybe that he gives them an extra win. I can't really see him being that big of an upgrade over Andy Dalton. But yeah, it's only
That's
the Packers
definitely
making the playoffs in this division for both of us. I think you had 13 wins for the Packers.
yeah. So I would consider this for me. This is my weakest division actually. So the North's the weakest for me,
Yeah.
surprisingly, with the Packers there.
Yeah, the North is also the weakest division for me in the NFC. No. No, it's not. The next division that we're going to talk about right now is my weakest NFC division. That's the NFC South. And I have the Bucks going 17-0 as the first seed, winning the division. In second place, I have the New Orleans Saints with Jameis Winston making it as the 7th seed, getting the final wild card spot, going 10-7. And then after the Saints, it's pretty rough. I have the Panthers going 4-13, and then I have the Falcons going 2-15 to round up the division.
Oof, Falcons. All right, so for me, yep, I do not have the Bucks going 17-0 like you. That's a bold prediction. It is a bold prediction. It's hard to go undefeated. And but yeah, I have the Bucks number 1 seed in the NFC, so they'll have the bye at 14-3, going 5-1 in the division. Second place, I have the New Orleans Saints in the 5th seed. I think Jameis Winston is going to do just fine under Sean Payton, and that defense is still really good defense. So I got them going 12-5, 5-1 in the division as well. And then in third place, I have the Panthers also at 4-13, and I have the Falcons at 1-16. Really bad year for the Falcons. I think that's it. They're shutting it down after this.
Yeah, and the way it worked out was I actually was halfway through making my picks. I checked out the standings, and the Saints were either like 500 or maybe even below 500. But then towards the end of the season, you see them kind of get hot, and they ended up making the playoffs. But yeah, same thing. I'm not a huge Jameis Winston fan. I think he's going to be better than what the last time we saw him 2 years ago with the Bucks. I think he'll be better now with Sean Payton, like you said. But their biggest thing is their defense. I think they and then plus they get to play the Panthers and the Falcons 4 times, so those should be 4 wins that they can get, which are going to be huge. Those are going to be all their division games. I don't have them beating the Bucks. So yeah, I like the Saints this year, but they're that they're going to sneak in. They're not going to have it easy. They're not going to like how usually the Saints are top team in the NFC. It's not going to be like that anymore. They don't have Drew Brees. So they're going to end up sneaking in as my 7th seed. And what seed did you have them?
Saints have the 5th.
5th seed. So they're your first wild card, where they're my last wild card. All right. Like I said, that was my worst division in the NFC. Let's go into the NFC East. I have the Dallas Cowboys winning the division at 10-7, going 4-2 in the division. And then missing out of the playoffs and the division by 1 game, finishing second, is the New York Giants, going 9-8, 4-2 in the division, but they just don't have the tiebreaker over the Cowboys there. Just back a game there. Same division record, though. Finishing third at 8-9, I have the Washington football team. And then finishing last with a bad season, like we talked about in our preview, this could went either way after going through the schedule. I have the Eagles having a pretty miserable season, going 3-14, 1-5 in the division, finishing last.
All right, well, so for me, winning the East, New York Giants, 4th seed in the NFC. They're going to be 11-6, going 4-2 in the division. In second place, I got the Dallas Cowboys at the 7th seed in the playoffs, making the playoffs, 10-7, 4-2 in the division. And then in third place, I have the football team at 9-8, just missing the playoffs. I mean, they're still the 9th seed in the NFC, but it wasn't enough. And then the Eagles at 4-13 in last place.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I think the Cowboys are making the playoffs. I think they're a good team, but I don't trust you, and I don't like the football team, dude. I don't trust Fitzpatrick. He doesn't go to the playoffs.
I don't think they're a bad team. I think they're an average team. They're not a bad team.
A game 9-8.
I have them at 8-9. So you actually think they're a game better than I do. I gave the Giants 9 wins, which I think is pretty accurate. They won 6 games last year. I think they're definitely better than last year, but I don't see them being doubling their win total like you have them going, from 6 wins to 11 wins, nearly doubling it from last year. I just can't see that.
I think Saquon is going to be huge. It's going to make such.
I just don't like their offensive line. I don't think their offensive line is good enough, but we'll see. Now I have them 9-8. I think that's a pretty good record to where they were a year ago. I think 9-8 is good enough for Joe Judge and Gettleman to keep their jobs and keep going.
I think they need to make the playoffs. That's my prediction. They have to make the playoffs.
Well, I have them not making the playoffs. You have them winning the division, so we'll see who's right.
Yep.
All right, so let's wrap it up now with our regular season picks with the NFC. We're going to finish with the NFC West. Very, very competitive division, more competitive than the AFC East, most competitive NFC division by far. I have every team in this division actually finishing over 500, which is nuts.
Me too. Yep.
And it's actually crazy. The last place team in this division for me has 10 wins.
Wow, that's yeah. I meant my last place team is 9.
All
So
right,
it's
not too
there.
crazy. But in first place, this division has 3 playoff teams. In first place, second seed in the NFC, going 12-5, I have the LA Rams. In second place, I have the Arizona Cardinals going 11-6 with the 5th seed, first wild card. The 6th seed, second wild card. In third place in the NFC West, I have the Seattle Seahawks going 10-7. And then in last place, missing out on the playoffs by 1 spot, is the San Francisco 49ers.
I can't believe it. That's
And
you
the
shocked
crazy
me.
thing is, every team in this division went 3-3 in the division.
Wow.
So nobody in the division was able to separate themselves with the divisional games.
Wow. Yep. So me, I have the LA Rams winning the division with the number 2 seed in the NFC at 13-4, going 4-2 in the division. I have the 49ers coming in second, which will give them the 6th seed in the playoffs at 11-6, going 3-3 in the division. Third place, just missing out of the playoffs, is the Arizona Cardinals at 10-7, and in fourth place, Seattle at 9-8.
I like your Seattle pick better. They just get it a little higher pick there.
Dude, I don't know why they are so highly rated. Like, I just looked
Well,
at
they
the
brought
power rankings, and they're like in the top 10. I don't see it.
because their defense should be better, right? Because it can't get much worse as it was last year. And their offensive game, they brought in a new offensive coordinator, the guy Waters from LA with the Rams. He was their passing game coordinator with the Rams. Now they brought him over. He's the new OC there. So there's a lot of optimism about the offense this year. So, and they're the Seattle Seahawks. They're a perennial playoff team. So it's
Yeah.
really tough to keep them out. I mean,
This
it's
division
going to be
is gonna
very close. Like, I can see them missing it. I can see them making it. I don't see them winning the division, but they're going to be either wild card team or missing out. So it's going to be very close. This division is going to be nuts.
I'm excited because I actually like whenever these two teams are playing their division games against each other, it's gonna be fun to watch. Like these are gonna be good games.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this division. And they're all good teams. Like, this is, the best. Yeah, this is the best division in football.
Probably. This or the AFC North. That's
Dude,
what I would say.
every team in this division for me had 10 wins.
Yep. If it wasn't for the Bengals, they would be the best, but no, it's this one.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So then to wrap up the NFC picks, NFC North, I have the Packers as the 3 seed going. I'll just go 1 through 7 seeds. So my first seed is from division winning the South is the Bucks going 17-0. Second seed from the West, the Rams going 12-5. Third seed, the North Packers going 12-5. Fourth seed Cowboys from the East going 10-7. First wild card spot goes to the Cardinals going with 11 wins. Second wild card spot goes to the Seahawks with 10 wins. Final wild card spot goes to the Saints with 10 wins.
Yep. So wrapping mine up, I have the Bucks in first place at 14-3. Second seed, I have the LA Rams at 13-4. 3 seed, I have the Green Bay Packers at 13-4. 4th seed, I have the Giants at 11-6. 5th seed, I have the Saints at 12-5. 6th seed, San Francisco at 11-6, and wrapping up with the Cowboys at 10-7.
All right. So now, instead of going through each round of the playoffs, wild card, what is it? Wild card weekend. I love it. The double wild before it's the best. Adding that 17. All right. So the wild card weekend, the divisional round, the championship round, then obviously the Super Bowl. Instead of going through each round and picking game by game, we're just gonna give you our AFC champion and our NFC championship and champion, and then we're gonna give you our Super Bowl pick. And then we're going to tell you who we think is going to win the Super Bowl. So I'll start off.
You started? All right.
We'll go AFC first. I have the Cleveland Browns winning the AFC after getting knocked out in the divisional round last year by the Chiefs. I have them knocking out the Chiefs in the championship round this year, getting their revenge, and going to the Super Bowl. The Browns are going to the Super Bowl.
Who they beating?
I told you, knocking out the Chiefs in the championship.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought like in the divisional round. Gotcha.
No.
Championship games, Browns, Chiefs. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So mine's a little different. I do have your Browns. They will be the home team in this AFC championship. However, the road team's going to be beating them, and that road team is
Is it the
led by
Bills?
the
Is it
Bills.
the Bills?
It is the Bills. So Josh Allen's going to go in there and outduel Baker to go to the Super Bowl. That's what I got.
Dude, what a draft class. What a draft class,
I
dude.
know.
That draft
That'll
class is
be if
crazy.
that's the AFC Championship, that'd be just as good as the Chiefs Browns. Bills Browns would be fun too.
I
They'd
like it.
both be good.
I like it. All right. So who do you have knocking out the Chiefs?
Who have? Oh, let me see. We gotta see. Yeah, I gotta see who I.
You probably it
I
has to
had
be
the Browns. I had the Browns beating the
in
Chiefs.
the divisional round.
Yeah, and I had the Bills beating the Patriots.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That'd
had
be
the Bills.
crazy.
I actually had the Bills beating the
Dude,
Patriots in the first round, but
that
we're
would be
not gonna get into all
crazy.
that. But I did have the Bills knocking out the Patriots. I didn't have the Patriots winning a playoff game, but they won the division.
Yeah.
Bills got their revenge in the postseason. All right, let's go NFC now. I am taking the reigning NFC champions once again, getting back there, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They're undefeated, dude. Oh my god.
Going for the perfect season.
It's
Going for the
crazy.
perfect season. And I have them taking down the Green Bay Packers. Another rematch from last year's NFC Championship game. Rodgers, last dance in Green Bay. He gets to do it again, but this time they're playing in Tampa. I think it's going to be a very close game. Could go either way, but I'm going to take the Bucs. Going back to the Super Bowl. I have Buccaneers, Browns, Super Bowl.
Well, I also have the Buccaneers hosting the NFC Championship, but I have the road team beating them also. And
Wow.
that is Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers.
The
I have
last
the
dance.
Packers getting revenge in the last dance over Tampa. So it's going to be for me, the Green Bay Packers and the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl.
All right. I mean, you don't like repeats, so it makes sense that you didn't, pick a repeat. You came close to it,
It
but
was close.
All right. So now we got our Super Bowl picks. Now we gotta pick our champ. So yeah, I got Bucks Browns, and I am taking the Buccaneers to once again win the Super Bowl.
Dude, you should have saved this
Completing
for
the
your bold
perfect
prediction.
20-0 season.
No
And
way.
you know what? It is my bold prediction. I'll just get it out of the way now. My bold prediction is that the Tampa Bay Bucks, in the longest season in NFL history, are gonna go perfect 20-0, back-to-back Super Bowl champs.
Wow. Yeah, that's as bold as you get. I don't think you get bolder than that.
But is it really unreasonable? Like, it could definitely
No, but
happen.
it's
It
just
could happen. It's
so
bold. Yeah, they're
hard.
20-0. Yeah, it's definitely very hard. But I don't think it's, impossible by any means.
No, definitely not. All right, well, for me, I have a different Super Bowl, which could have been a Super Bowl last year. Have both of these teams won, so this is their revenge year. I have Green Bay and Buffalo, and for me, it's finally over. The Buffalo Bills have a championship,
Wow.
and the last dance does not get finished, and the Buffalo
Wow.
Bills win the Super Bowl.
That's
That's what I
crazy.
got.
Bills Mafia is going nuts.
Oh,
How do
yeah.
they win the Super Bowl without running the ball? What do you think? They're gonna just be able to run the ball
They're
now?
gonna win the game. They're gonna win it.
Yeah.
That's my pick. That's what I gut feeling. I gotta go with it.
Man, that's a sad ending for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. I was hoping that if that's the Super Bowl, obviously I'm not rooting for the Bills. I would,
No, you're a Jet fan. I wouldn't root for the Bills. Yeah, no.
but I would love to see Rodgers go out with a trophy, with a Lombardi, and
Yeah.
then go host Jeopardy.
Yeah, I actually have Green Bay beating the Giants in the divisional round. So that's why I have my divisional round was actually Cowboys, Bucks, and Giants, Green Bay, which would be sick.
Yeah, I have the Cowboys getting one playoff win. I had them
did
beating
too.
the Cardinals in the wild card round. I have the Giants not making the playoffs though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have the Bucks beating the Cowboys in the divisional round. But yeah, no, I like your picks. It could definitely happen. I can see Packers Bills Super Bowl. I
Yeah.
could. But yeah, there it is. I have the Bucks winning this year against the Browns over the Browns. Back-to-back champs going perfect 20-0, and you have the Bills taking on the Packers in what's probably Rodgers' last dance in Green Bay. So,
Yep.
all right, now we know we gave our season picks, but let's go over our awards. We'll start with the MVP. Who's your MVP?
I gotta save it for the bold prediction. Here's the thing. All right, this is tough for me because if I'm being a smart pick for MVP versus my bold prediction, they contradict. So I'm just gonna say who my smart MVP pick is, and then on my bold prediction, I'll say something else. I'll explain with the contradiction later.
So your bold prediction is your MVP.
Yeah, it's good. That would be my MVP is my bold prediction. So I'll
So
just
go with it.
I'll
Don't
use
just go
I'll
with it.
go with it.
No,
I'll go with it.
use it.
I'll go with
So
it.
this is your bold prediction. I
My
already said my
NFL
bold prediction.
Yeah, my NFL MVP winner will be Matthew Stafford.
That's a sleeper. That's a
Dude, it's
sleeper
not
MVP.
bad though, right?
No,
It's not
it's
bad.
not. It's not. I
Yeah,
don't know if it's a bold prediction. That's not
yeah.
bad. I
My
like it.
bold prediction is my MVP. So
I like
Matthew
it.
Stafford MVP.
I like it. All right, my MVP, as we talked about in the preview show, I said if the Browns, have a good season and Baker can put up good numbers, he's going to put himself in a good spot for MVP. And there's obviously going to be other competition. I have Tom Brady finishing very high too, obviously going 17-0. The quarterback is going to be in that MVP conversation. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers will be in that too, Josh Allen. But I have Baker Mayfield winning MVP this year for the first place division winning Cleveland Browns and the AFC champion Cleveland Browns. I think Baker Mayfield, it takes that next level, and he's going to win MVP this year.
There's so much competition. It could happen. The team's gonna
It
be
could.
good. So
It really could. It could happen. He's my favorite player in the league, so I would love to see it happen. I wouldn't just pick him for being my favorite player, though. There's obviously real, there's a real chance of this happening. If the Browns do what they could do this year and they win a lot of games and he's the quarterback, he puts up good numbers, which he should. I have him winning MVP.
all right.
All right, let's go to Coach of the Year. Obviously, I have the Bucks going 17-0. How can you not give the Coach of the Year to Bruce Arians? I have Bruce Arians winning Coach of the Year. He's won it before when he was actually coach of the Cardinals years ago. So this would be the second time he's won Coach of the Year of the 17-0, and then ultimately the 20-0 Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah, my coach of the year is going to a wild card team that got in, turned everything around with a young quarterback, and that's Brandon Staley. I think he's going to be coach of the year. I think
that's a good pick.
He's going to get them into the playoffs. It's his first year there, and he's going to impress. That's my pick.
It's a good pick. All right, let's go Offensive Player of the Year. I am going with Tyreek Hill of the Kansas City Chiefs. I think he will get over 2,000 receiving yards this year, and he will win Offensive Player of the Year.
He'd be your AFC, right? Because isn't it split by conference? Isn't that how they do it?
No, it's just offensive player, and then it's just defensive.
For some reason, I thought it was because you know how in Madden has like by conference how they do that.
Madden does that, yeah.
Yeah. So it's different. All right, so my NFL Offensive Player of the Year is going to go to a guy who was banged up last year, whole season, Christian McCaffrey. I think he was number one pick in fantasy football, and I think he's Offensive Player of the Year this year. I think he just goes crazy with Sam Darnold, and he's going to be used for everything.
Isn't it crazy? Your Offensive Player of the Year. How many wins did you have the Panthers having? Like 4?
Only 4, but dude,
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to anybody, It's
No, it definitely could.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy because your Offensive Player of the Year, it doesn't matter what team he plays for. Like,
yeah,
he's just a
balls
very
out
good
every
player.
week. Yeah, he balls out every week.
Yeah, not a bad pick. Probably, he's up there with.
This was a hard one for me.
Would he be considered a comeback player of the year? Probably not, right?
No.
He didn't have he wasn't. Yeah,
dude. This was the award that was actually the hardest for me to pick because there's so
defensive
many
player,
guys.
Defensive player of the year. Oh, offense. Offense was tough too, but I gave it to the guy that I think has the most potential to put up like a ridiculous amount of yards somewhere. Yeah. And for me, that was just Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
All right.
It was tough.
Yeah, let's go Defensive Player of the Year. I'm going to stick with the Browns, and I'm going to go with Myles Garrett. I think he gets Defensive Player of the Year. He's just an absolute beast. I think Jadeveon Clowney on the other side of him is going to take away some pressure off of him, getting double teamed weekly. Hopefully, Clowney can stay healthy for that to happen and produce. But I think that's going to open up a lot of ground for Garrett. And obviously, everyone knows Garrett is one of the best edge rushers, if not the best. And I think this year, 20-plus sacks, Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, this was another tough award for me, but I'm actually giving it to another non-playoff team that was really on the fringe, but it's also in my team's division, Chase Young. Young I think he leads the league in sacks and has a crazy year, but it's just not enough to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, Chase Young, obviously very young, explosive second-year player. I can see it. That's definitely He's very, very good. He's a beast. And going up against the Giants, he should have about 7 sacks in those 2 games. So.
He actually didn't do crazy against him last year, which is weird because their O-line isn't that good, like you say. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I can see Chase Young. How many sacks you think? 20 plus? I think
yeah,
there's
right
gonna.
around 20. I
I
don't
think
think
there's
he'll
gonna
break a
be.
record, but
Yeah, I think there's going to be. A 20 plus sack guy this year. I don't know. I have it being Garrett. There might be 2, maybe Donald. Obviously, he's
yeah,
always. But even Brian Burns from the Carolina Panthers, he's a sleeper. He could be defensive player of the year. But
that's right.
let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go now to rookie offensive player of the year. I'll start and call it bias, whatever it is. I think Zach Wilson is going to be the offensive rookie player of the year. I think he's in a great spot. I think the offensive line is good enough. I think they're going to be able to run the ball effectively, which will open up the passing game for him. I think Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Jamison Crowder, Keelan Cole, Denzel Mims are very solid weapons for a first-year guy. And it's going to be close. I think it's really going to come down to Wilson, Trevor Lawrence for this award. But I'm going to give the edge to Zach Wilson, as I think the Jets have a better season as the Jaguars, and that kind of will separate them a little bit when it comes to voting.
Yeah, so my pick for rookie of the year, staying in the division, I'm buying into the hype. This team was my number 1 seed in the playoffs. Mac Jones, New England Patriots quarterback. I think he doesn't have the weapons that maybe, Zach Wilson will have. I mean, the only guy I can think of who's going to be good is Jacoby Myers and Jonnu Smith, probably the 2 guys he'll have. But he'll be able to run the football, get the running game going with Damian Harris. I think it'll help him throw more, open up the play action, and I think Mac Jones does it. They're going to be a number 1 seed for me, so clearly Mac Jones had a good year.
Yeah, and I think if Mac Jones does win the award, it's because of the Patriots' success more than his his stats. I think Mac Jones is going to be a good quarterback. He's going to be an efficient quarterback. I don't see him putting up the numbers that Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence are capable of putting up. And he's just a different type of quarterback. But I can see it. It's nothing crazy.
Yep.
Defensive Rookie Player of the Year, I am going to go with the NFC East Division champs, Micah Parsons, linebacker for the Cowboys. Micah Parsons out of Penn State, he's, everyone's been seeing him in Hard Knocks. He's getting a lot of attention from the public, just, he's number 1 overall pick. But he does have a lot of talent. He's very fast. He's going to be in the middle he's going to be all over the field getting tackles. He's even good in coverage, maybe get a couple picks. I think he really helps turn this defense around, and Cowboys win the division. I think that helps him out a lot. I'm going to go Micah Parsons, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yep, solid pick. I like it, but I'm actually going to go with a corner from Denver, Patrick Surtain. I think he wins Rookie of the Year. I like what I'm seeing out of preseason. I think that their whole secondary is just going to be absolutely awesome, and he's just going to thrive off of how good their defense is going to play. I know they're missing the playoffs just because that division is so tough, but I think Surtain looks really good, and I think he's going to be good.
Yeah, and, I would have taken him over J.C. Horn, who the Panthers took, over Surtain. I think that the Broncos got the better one. I think they're both going to be really good, but I like that. Surtain's really good. It's tough for a corner to win Rookie of the Year, though.
Yep.
He's gonna have to get a few interceptions, force a couple fumbles, maybe even a couple sacks. It's really tough for a corner to win. Another guy that I thought of for both, I'll just give you like runner-ups maybe for offense and defense. For offense, obviously, I said Trevor Lawrence, but I also think Najee Harris would be in that top 3. So Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, and Najee Harris for me for offense. Zach Wilson winning, and then for defense, Micah Parsons winning. But then I like Kwity Paye from Indianapolis. He was taken in the first round. I think he has potential to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's in a good spot with Indy. But third, I didn't really have one. I don't really see too many other people as of now that are going to really push for that award. But Micah Parsons and Kwity Paye, definitely my favorites. So you got anyone you want to add or not?
So, like, who's going to be in Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, like Tony,
No, I don't think Kadarius Toney. I actually don't think Kadarius Toney will really be up there just because I don't think they're going to use him a lot.
Yeah, special teamers really don't win Rookie of the Year.
Was that a diss? Dude, they have so many guys in that receiving room. He's barely going to see any time. But yeah, I mean, if I add other guys in there, I mean, you didn't? I don't think you mentioned from the Browns. What is it? How do you say his name?
I just say Jock.
Yeah, that guy. If we
Yeah.
got his name up, friggin', he's really good. I'll get it
Yeah.
out just because.
He's good. Second round pick, linebacker. He fell in the late second round. The Browns were able to snag him.
Yeah.
He has a lot of
Jeremiah
potential. Yeah.
Owusu Koromoa, that's how you say it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he could do it. Did you say Trayvon Morig?
No, I didn't.
He could.
Yeah.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
Raiders
For
need defense.
defense, I really think there's two guys that, from the preseason that really stand out as the favorites going into the season. Anything can happen. Like, it's not like a lock any of these. Micah Parsons, he could be a bust. Nothing's guaranteed. But Micah Parsons and Kwity Paye looked really good this preseason, so they're my favorites going in.
Yeah.
And then we were going to wrap it up with the bold predictions, but we both gave you ours already. I'll just re-say it. My bold prediction is that the Tampa Bay Bucks repeat as champs and go perfect this season, 20-0 in the largest season ever. Adding that extra game, 17 games this season. Winning all of them. That's my bold prediction.
Yeah, and just to go over mine again, I have Matthew Stafford as my bold prediction to win NFL MVP. He could do it. I mean, dude, he's with a new team. It's basically like a new life for him. Like he never had, they went to the playoffs once when he was with the Lions. I think once, right? 2014 maybe.
Was it only
there.
once? They had a couple years there where they were a legit, not maybe Super Bowl contender, but they were very competitive and they were really good. Like they were up there with the Packers in the division.
It might have been twice because the year the Giants won the Super Bowl, I remember they played the Saints and lost. Because I remember I got home that night from being at the Giant game, and then they were playing the Saints. So he might have gone twice, maybe 3 times max. So
yeah, I remember 1 year. I know 1 year for sure when it was Dak's rookie season when they beat the Lions in week 1 in wild card round. But yeah, maybe another time, maybe a year before that too.
But yeah,
Stafford could do it.
Stafford could do it. It's not a terrible bold prediction. Definitely think it's possible. I like it. I do.
Yeah. All right. Well, so that will wrap it up for this episode. But please, right before you close it away and go on to our previous episodes or whatever you're gonna go onto YouTube or whatever you're gonna listen to on Spotify after this, can you just please drop a like below, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't. Let us know what you think. Give us your picks. Let us know who you think's winning each division, who's winning the Super Bowl, who's going to win MVP. We want to hear from you. If you haven't listened to our previous episodes, we previewed the season. Obviously, this was our picks and our predictions. If you haven't listened to our preview shows, listen to those before the season starts. We still have our fantasy episode up there if you haven't drafted yet. Most people have, but just check that out. Check any of our previous episodes out. And next episode is coming to you in a few days. We're going to give you our picks and analysis for each game of week 1 of the NFL season, which is starting Thursday, September 9th. Cowboys, Bucks to get things started. Can't wait. So thank you guys for tuning in and looking forward to hearing your feedback.
Yep. Have a good one, everyone.